Hey, what's up, Spooky fam? Today we finally get to do DVD haul part 40. Today we have 40 DVDs. I've separated them by decade to keep it interesting. I also have a few other surprises, so let's get into it. If you enjoy, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more. Check out my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. I feel like this makeup look looks like one of those blushy anime girls, but in real life, and I don't know how I feel about it. So I am looking forward to this because I need to refresh things. We just gotta switch things around for, you know, movie roulette. We need a new selection. In the next few days, I will be taking all of the movies out, re-alphabetizing everything, adding all of the new stuff in. So I'm just happy to haul all of this with you guys. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off with these two, which are not DVDs. These are actually Ultra HD Blu-rays, and okay, so I have a regular customer who came in, said she had these, but her and her husband were too scared to watch them. So gave them to me, and I am the happy and proud owner of these copies from Vinegar Syndrome of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Censor, which is an incredible movie. But these just recently came out and are just fantastic. And I never really, I follow Vinegar Syndrome on Instagram. I never thought I would like own something from, you know, when you see something for so long that you think is so far out of your reach, it's like, it feels crazy to own it. So this is what Censor looks like. And this is one of the movies that Alex bought in the States and brought with him when he came here to move here on DVD. So now we have 2 copies of Censor. But the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is one of my very favorite movies. I love Chop Top so much. So moving on, I have to thank Scott for sending a package to help us with DVD haul part 40. And this is a very cool copy. I think I have 5 DVD copies, maybe 1 VHS of Night of the Living Dead. And this is the Mystery Science Theater 3000 Riff Tracks copy of Night of the Living Dead. And he sent it because he said there's a really cool commentary on it and it's just an overall fun time. So this is brand new in the packaging and I am so excited to add this to the collection. So thank you, Scott. So a little while ago, I found these while at my favorite record store, Dr. Disc. And it is Alien, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. But I got them because when you open them, they have insane artwork. I'm a sucker for really cool artwork and things that are interactive and are pleasing to the eye. And that's how I feel. I already have copies of Alien and all these, but I don't have them like this. So I had to get them for myself. The copies of Alien that I have and Predator that I have are in a box set together. So I'm happy to have these where I can put them in my collection, not on display, if you will. I also grabbed this because Alex and I are, well, I would say up until quite some time ago, Alex and I are fans of like classic wrestling, I would say. So we found this while thrifting, and it is the greatest wrestling stars of the 80s. And this is just another really great special edition DVD set with some characters in there. So I had to add it. And it's not gonna go into the horror collection, but at this point I feel like horror and like wrestling go hand in hand. And then finally, before I get into the bulk of things, today Alex very kindly took me to Dr. Disc, which I've already mentioned, because they were doing a half off DVDs, VHS, Blu-ray sale, and this is something that I've had my eye on for quite some time, and I couldn't justify spending $20 on it. So when it came down half price, I had to have it. So it is Prom Night, the whole collection, all 4 movies of Prom Night, but the one that I was really after was Hello, Mary Lou Part 2. It just feels like a different movie in the franchise, and I really wanted to get this because of In Search of Darkness. They talk about Hello, Mary Lou and the first Prom Night. So this is something that I've been after for a while, and it feels really rewarding to be able to add something to the collection that I've been really seeking out for quite some time. So let's start off with the 70s, because I have separated it by decade, like I mentioned. The 2000 to 2010 would be the largest stack that we have, but let's start off with the 70s very quickly with Steven Spielberg's Duel. I believe this one was given to us by one of our neighbors. We love the donations to our collection, so if any of you are guys, or if any of you are getting rid of horror movies on DVD, get in touch with me. I would love to take them off your hands. But this is another one that I'm really excited to own. It's very far and few in between that I get to find a really good giallo film, or any Dario Argento film for that fact, in physical copy. I have Suspiria. I don't know if I have any other ones. Do I have any other? I'll have to report back, but Deep Red. This is awesome. When I found it, I had to have it. And you know, there's just something about giallo. We can go back to my giallo week that I did. I can leave that link down below as a playlist, but there's just something about giallo and how brutal and violent and beautiful it feels. And I feel like everything you get with Dario Argento is beautiful and violent and dark and just enthralling. Okay, moving on to the 80s. So I already mentioned Alien. I had to have Predator as well. Like I said, I had to get all the single things so I can put them actually in the collection and not on display, even though I don't know if this will fit in my current racks that I have. But this is another one that just felt like there's just something about the contrast in between this being red and the alien being green, and it's so pleasing to look at. And I really did enjoy the new Predator. That was one of the films I really did enjoy this year. So let me know your thoughts on the new, like, Prey, it's called, I should say. So let me know what you guys thought about that movie, because I think I mentioned before, I really did enjoy it, and I'd love to know your thoughts. So we have 2 Friday the 13th films. I know I have 3, but it's in a 4-pack. I have the first 4 movies in a 4-pack, and I'm trying to split that up to have all the singular movies. But I'm not actually sure if I have this one. It looks familiar to me, but I don't know. I think I might have double checked, and I could be wrong, but Friday the 13th, The New Blood. When it comes to franchises with so many films within it, it just feels like such a feat to get all of them. And it's like a Pokemon card, you know, you have to like get them all. So I'm gonna have to like get up. I'm just lazy. I'm not gonna do it while I'm filming. I will definitely check back in and like let you know. But moving on to a movie I definitely have on VHS, The Hitcher. And it's in one of these clippy cases, which I'm not necessarily a big fan of, but also had to have it. And then 2 more that I picked up at the half off sale at Dr. Disc. finally own April Fool's Day, and I cannot wait to celebrate April Fool's Day this year by watching my DVD. I'm after Mother's Day. That's one that I'm after next. But then we have Poltergeist 2 and 3. Moving on to the 90s, we only have 4 movies here. Starting off with another one that I've been after for quite a while, and that is Event Horizon. A lot of you have asked in past videos if I had this one, and now I do. I believe this one is more sci-fi, not horror, but it stars Dustin Hoffman, Sharon Stone, and Samuel L. Jackson, and it is called Sphere, directed by Barry Levinson. And then this one, Alex actually picked out because I just thought it was a variant cover to Candyman, but it's actually another movie in the Candyman universe, and it is called Candyman Farewell to the Flesh. And I mean, that title alone is creepy, but like Tony Todd just like lurking in the back there is even scarier. So always happy to have Tony Todd. When I was doing, a little while ago, I was working on a Final Destination video, and I had a Tony Todd counter, and then watching Hatchet for the first time recently, I was shocked to see Tony Todd. But I just love him, he's great. But then finishing off the 90s is one of Alex, I would say this is one of our favorite movies together, and that is David Cronenberg's Crash, which I have on Criterion, thanks to Alex. But this one, I had to have it on DVD as well because it is a movie that is just so wild to me. It is so wild to me that I don't know. It's a movie. But I love it. We love David Cronenberg. I'm just so fascinated by that man. Like I said, this next stack is the largest stack, and this all ranges from the years 2000 to 2009. Starting off with The Haunted World of El Superbeasto by Rob Zombie. And I feel like this is one of the ones that never gets talked about, but I love it. And then we're just gonna kind of breeze through these ones because I feel like a lot of these don't need too much explanation. The Last House on the Left, the remake. I had the original, not the remake. This one I'd never heard about, but there's a deal that I get sometimes at a local game store, which I will no longer mention on this channel. It's 5 DVDs now for $10. So some of these that are like kind of off-branded, not off-brand. So some of these that don't look too familiar have come from that deal just to kind of like round things out. So this is one of them, and it's called the Skulls Trilogy. I've never heard of it, but Skulls, I maybe thought it could be scary, but probably low budget. This next one I've seen the photo, the like cover of quite a bit. Just never knew what this movie was about, but it's called Diagnosis Death. Figured it out finally, bite the bullet and grab it. An updated version of The Grudge because mine looks like crap and is kind of falling apart. This one is called Alien Lockdown, and I don't think it has actually anything to do with the Alien franchise, but another one that I got to kind of round out that deal I mentioned. David Blaine Fearless, because magic and horror can be related, and I mean, Alex is a fan of magic, so we got that one. This one is starring Angela Bettis, who stars in May, and it is called Circle. This is another Alex pick, and it is called Club Dread. Another David Cronenberg film, A History of Violence. Gothica, because I surprisingly did not own this one. This one is starring Wes Bentley. I believe he was in American Horror Story, but it is called Ungodly. He was also in P2, and we really did not enjoy P2. This one just kind of feels like it would be a schlocky Lifetime true crime film maybe, but it's just called Ted Bundy. And then just to keep up with franchises, like I mentioned earlier, we have Halloween Resurrection. And then to round out this 2000s pile, we have Bong Joon-ho's The Host. And this is my third Bong Joon-ho movie I own. I have Snowpiercer, Parasite, and The Host. So this next pile is from 2010 all the way to 2019. And we'll start off with We Are What We Are, starring Julia Garner. A Mike Flanagan movie, Before I Wake, also starring Jacob Tremblay and I believe Kate Bosworth, yes, who is dating Justin Long, and they are actually so cute together. But coincidentally, another movie starring Kate Bosworth, the remake of Straw Dogs, which is also starring Alexander Skarsgård and James Marsden, who's in Dead to Me, which I cannot wait for season 3 to come back. The Lazarus Effect, which has Olivia Wilde in it, and we are finally going to be watching Don't Worry Darling this week. So for those of you who would like my thoughts, I'll be happy to report back. We have the first Ouija movie. I'm actually a big fan of Origin of Evil Part 2 to Ouija. I think it's so good. I feel like Mike Flanagan did a really good job with that movie. It's very underrated in my eyes, and Alex disagrees with me wholeheartedly. And then finally, I've been so excited to show off this case, like this cover. I love this movie as well. I feel like this one is super stupid and just a really shitty movie, but it's a fun movie. And it's Piranha, the first one. But how freaking cool is that? Come on. Like, hello? Tell me you wouldn't want to buy this. Like, this is great marketing on their behalf. Amazing. And then we only have one recent film, which is kind of sad because these are all kind of like older throwback movies, but whatever, it's fine. We have Guns Akimbo, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Samara Weaving, who was fantastic in this movie. But speaking of fantastic, the Weird Al Yankovic movie, like Daniel Radcliffe was the one. He was like a ripped Weird Al, and it was weird, but like he was the one to like sell that performance, and I loved every minute of it. So that's all for DVD haul part 40. I feel like my voice hurts from talking. I'm gonna go take this ridiculous makeup off. We are going to relax, and I will see you guys soon because I've got lots to put away now. So thanks for hanging out. Sayonara, Spooky fam.